This event was very important to me because it's all about She Inspires. How do we inspire each other to be greater, to be better, to move higher and do the most?
Gratitude, and I created my personal win journal. And so each morning I get up and I write 10 things that I'm grateful for each and every day. And as the other phenomenal women on the panel have shared, they share the same thirst for learning. And in my own gratitude journal, I write down what I've learned and who I've connected with, because there's so much that we can garner from connecting with other successful women and men in the Dallas community. And so those are some of the strategies that I implement. And ultimately, each of us here, each and every day, we have the choice to be a victor or a victim every day. And I prioritize being a victor, and to be able to really inspire each other. It's a great experience. If I leave you guys with another question, I'd like you to reflect on this. What in your life is filling your cup in terms of your physical, emotional, spiritual, and social well-being?
competitive thing, right? And also, probably stop buying stuff. Just, you know, we buy things. Making a lot of money, but he also loved to buy a lot of expensive stuff. And I was seeing with him, you know, buying more stuff. Whatever I asked for, he would buy one or buy three. So I think that buying habit, because I was even past 25. I was
I could go back to my 15-year-old self. I would say, always be fearless. You belong in the room that you're in, and having confidence. I have a younger sister, and I've mentored her through some of her challenging moments in her life, and I've always just instilled the importance of telling her that she belongs in the room and she is capable of what she wants and what she is setting out to do. And I always tell her, this is a saying, be a Fruit Loop in a world full of Cheerios. There's nobody else but you, so be your authentic self.
Yes, that's right. Can I say something? Because this is my personal experience, and I learned from some really good mentors in my career, and men and women alike. The important thing is not only you need to get a mentor, you need to get a sponsor. What is a sponsor? The person, not only this person teaches you what you need to move up, this person will spot opportunities for you to move up. You know, so just share with everybody. And I have a few in my career.
So I would tell my 15-year-old self, slow down. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. I was going really fast, trying to just get it all. I had this vision of what I thought my life needed to be, and I was on a mission to make it happen. I forgot the fact that I'm just human, it's just me. And I really, as much as I have a say, I don't have a say. So I would tell myself that. But I would tell my 25-year-old self to believe in what God has put in you. You have a gift. Identify it. Own your voice. Believe in it. And stay the course. Because I had to go through a whole lot of years trying out different things, trying to figure out how to get to that success, that dream that we all have for our lives. Leaving the one thing behind that God put inside of me to achieve that. And just trying to chase everything else. Oh, this is good. Yeah, you can do this. Everyone's doing this. Oh, do this. Oh, you're really good at this and then. And eventually at 38, 39, it was just that downward spiral moment where God just really worked with me, and it was at that bottom level that I really figured out, oh, so this is what I was supposed to be doing the whole time. This is the gift that was on the inside of me, and that just went over me, and I just started to run with it at that point. And I wish I started earlier. But because I didn't start early, now I'm on a mission to helping others understand, look, you have a gift. Discover your gift. That is going to be the unique identifying thing that will position you everywhere you go. Whether you want to be a banker, an engineer, your gift is the foundation of expressing yourself in that space. And your gift will direct you. It will speak through the Holy Spirit to tell you, this gift you have, this is how you get to express it. It will give you the vision, the mission for your life. It would give you the assignment and everything you need to achieve. So I would tell my 25-year-old to believe in that gift and stay with it and build it up. But regardless, glad we're here today, right? Yes. Thank you for having me.
closer. So if you all have any questions for the panelists here, that would be awesome. Or anything you want to share with the group to help inspire.
Okay. No, actually, I have a question for everyone. Okay. So, the doctor, I didn't get your name.
Yeah, because see, I'm a placeholder, so it's okay. So my name is actually Dr. Oyinkansola Jinadu. It's a long name.
Okay.
So everybody calls me Dr. O, which is my initial, and it means honey drops into wealth. Just in case you were wondering, so it's a really nice name. It's just really long.
Okay. So, Dr. O.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard you mention that you work with a lot of domestic violence victims. So, like you said, we all kind of come here and we dress nice and we look pretty as women, right? And no one's really like, I guess, saying some of the things that they've gone through or going through or has been through or whatever. How do you encourage the women who's too prideful, who's too embarrassed, who's too afraid to speak up? Or is there a discreet way? Can you say in the room, like, send me an Instagram, I don't know, as me a note? How do you encourage these women who's a little bit afraid or who only know to put on the facade or whatever? How do you encourage them to say everything's okay and here I am, or there's help for it?
That's a really good question. Domestic violence for me has been a journey for me too. I went in angry because I was angry at the fact that why would someone feel like they had the right to do this to another person? And why would everyone be okay with watching it happen? But then when I got in there as a community advocate, I quickly learned that there's a psychology to this. So for any woman who's going through this, has gone through this, I've learned over time, first of all, no judgment. It's always a safe space. However, everyone has to come to that place on their own time. That's the reason why you look at the domestic violence cycle. It usually takes a victim 7 times of being removed, leaving a situation, for them to finally make the decision to leave. That is if before the 7th time they haven't lost their lives or something very fatal hasn't happened to them. And it's not because they don't want to. So people say, why, we were very quick to ask those questions. Why are you there? What are you doing? Because before they got to that point of being abused physically, emotionally, there is a process. It's a drawn-out process of reprogramming somebody's mind. You can put a person in an open space and set them free, but if they're imprisoned in their minds, there's absolutely nothing you can do. So if there's anyone like that who needs help and resources, all I can say is I can share my information. It's always a safe space. There's people to talk to. There's advocates like me who can give the resources and provide help and whatever it is that is needed. But I would say if you know someone, what you can do is please consistently stay available to them. Never give up, because never give up on them. As long as they know that you're there waiting for them, when they come to, trust me, when the alarm comes on and the light bulb comes on for them and they're ready to make a move, you'll be the first person they come to. And that could be the difference between saving someone's life and just leaving them to their fate. So if you know someone, the only thing we can do is just be there for them. Help them, support them, but please never judge them, because like I said, I went in angry. I used to be angry at the victims. I used to be angry at the perpetrators. I was fighting everyone. I was gung-ho. I didn't understand. I didn't even understand that men experienced this just as badly as women did. So us advocating for equity in all of this is because now I see both sides. Women are affected, men are affected. Children are affected. Everyone. It's a human problem. I was talking to someone, we're working on a white paper to send to the United Nations, and I'm sorry it's a long, because this is something I'm passionate about. And I said we have to really come to the point where we have to stop putting a divide and saying gender-based. It's not gender-based, it's human-based problem.
Humans are causing it, and humans have to solve it. The more we begin to create a divide and say, oh, women get your solution here, and maybe nothing for men, or maybe men get your solution here, the problem still happens when men and women get together. So how about we solve it from that fundamental level? So if you know anyone who needs the help, there's help. The Honey Drops Foundation is available to them on social media. You can take my number. Anybody that wants it can take my number. And yeah, the resources are there. Dallas has an amazing community of advocates. Whether you're looking for transportation, job, therapy, accommodation, name it, education. Dallas is so wealthy and rich with so many of us doing this work. I got in because people like me, Africans in diaspora, they didn't have representation at that table. So I had to get in there and create that space for us. But there's so many of us doing this as a diverse group of community advocates.
And if you're trapped, whoever's trapped, I don't mean you specifically, start to plan, put some cash away. If you see that bonus at work or whatever, don't tell anybody. Have a go bag. If you have children, have a go bag somewhere hidden in the garage, wherever that could be. There's about 5 really, really good Genesis Women's Shelter, Family Place. If you are Muslim, the Texas Muslim Women's Foundation also does that. And if there's drugs involved where you may need to get clean, and you can take a place where you can take your children to also help you. There's Nexus Recovery Center. They're all based here. So it's all, and Mosaic Family Services, so they're all here. So Google that. There's a lot in Dallas.
There's a lot, yeah.
And I also want to add that because I used to work with Chatnet. They are the domestic violence organization for women from South Asia. And when we set up classes, we never knew the place would be. It's always that same morning. They text you saying, "Okay, come to this place." And when we got there, we had to text them so they would escort us to the room. And from what I heard, a lot of times, women, they don't have the ability to manage money. That's why they had to rely on the man, my spouse, to live. And even though they knew the environment was not good for her, for the kids, they didn't have any other way. And I remember when we were teaching the classes, I still remember so vividly that one lady, we had the classes. It was I remember it's like 3 times, different places every time because we had to wait for the text. And there was that one lady. She was so brave. I mean, when we heard her story, everybody cried. But she was so brave. Not only she got out of that house, and she came to the class. She learned how to manage her money, write checks, and deposit paycheck, the whole 9 yards. And she found a job. I remember that was at Macy's. It was a customer service job. Can you believe it? From that environment, and now she's client facing. And she was so happy. And I still remember. It was just unbelievable. Thanks a lot for sharing.
So we'll take one last question.
Thank you. A few years ago, we had a case in the community of a woman who approached somebody who owns a little restaurant way over in Arlington, Grand Prairie area. And she talked about abuse by her husband, but she didn't pursue it. Well, about a year later, they just found her body in the freezer.
Oh.
So I learned, and I think this is the perfect place to be tonight. I've had a meeting with some of those women over in the Arlington area. And apparently it's not uncommon for them to hear these comments from women who are afraid to go forward, afraid of their husbands. So what I'm trying to decide how to put this all together, and I think I'll meet with May, and I wonder if I can get your numbers, maybe we can brainstorm, because a lot of these women, they don't know what they don't know. A lot of them are mail order brides, or military wives, and they're they were, they come here from the provinces. There's lack of education, there's lack of sophistication. So they're overwhelmed and they're very intimidated. So, so reaching out to them, it's a matter of providing information, and I'm sure more. I am not equipped, I don't have the knowledge that you have, so I'll need to reach out to you in order to find a solution to this one, or at least a way to give them a voice or a channel of communication to tell us what they need.
Yeah, definitely, that can be done. And I dare say that the fact that you are thinking of that, that's you answering the call for whatever your mission is, for whatever God has for you to do. You know, if you are so concerned about it, then you gotta do something about it.
By the way, Rowena, she is City of Carrollton Council woman. She cares about the community so much. She got into the
And we would love to support you, so let's do something about it.
Thank you. And thank you all for coming. If you're a civic leader or a civil servant, will you please just get up so we can recognize you? I know it's a little late, but I'd love to. Please, if you're a civic leader. Thank you all for coming. And I want to say a round of applause to our panelists. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much. This has been just really great. And somebody already asked me, so how often are you going to do this? Is it going to be quarterly or annually? The answer is I don't know, but as long as we all work together, y'all keep supporting me, we'd love to do this more. Maybe we'll do Be Inspired, and we'll have some guys up here, and not just women, and maybe we'll make this annual. But I don't know the answers yet, but if you keep asking, I'll have no choice but to serve. And many of you are probably wondering, what was this about? Why did we want to do this? Well, I have an agenda. One of my agenda today was to share with you, and a lot of you are like, okay, what is this event about? Yeah, leadership and entrepreneurship, yes. And we learned so much. But I also want to use this as a way to kind of bring something out of the bag, kind of expose the cat a little bit. I've been working on a project since the beginning of this year. Some of you don't know me, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Besides the fact that my name is Aisat, I am an economic development professional. I started out my career in accounting and gradually got into small business development. And last year I had an opportunity to serve with the US EDA as a consultant, creating entrepreneurial ecosystem in the state of Oregon. So I was away from home a lot, which meant I had other people, like friends who are here, picking up my kids from school, asking me if my daughter needs a date or a ride somewhere, and just a lot of, just relying on the village. Well, after a year of doing that, my husband was like, that's great, but I don't think I can do the morning and afternoon duty continually, so you need to come back. And God provided a way for me to come back, and I came back home and I asked myself, what could I do here where I am, which I've heard some of you say today? What could you do where you're placed, which is home, Texas? And the answer was, well, rather than solve problems in other states, why don't you bring the same solutions here to Texas? So I started Texas Entrepreneurial Ecosystem as a way to put the entrepreneur in the center of resources so that we can have more resilient businesses. And what that means is that a lot of entrepreneurs all over Texas can now access partners that they typically could not access or didn't know about or not aware of. And this is more than just, okay, bringing resources, but also the community around them, the civic leadership around them, the schools and different parts of the organization, bringing it all together in an active environment so that entrepreneurs can be more resilient. We have more businesses starting every day, and so many of them failing just as much a few years later. And my goal is to play my own little role in ensuring that we just bring down the statistics so that more businesses can be more successful. And that's why we have a diverse a multi-generation event. I know we've got our youngs over there, and they're really just doing their thing and hanging out and having a cool time. But if you look around you, you'll see somebody who doesn't look like you, who's not maybe a few years older, maybe a few years younger. And if you play your bingo right, you may have met the youngest person here. And somehow, because we're all women, we didn't have the oldest person here, so I'm not going to let you confess or say. But I do want to recognize mom-daughter groups in here. So if you are here with your mom or your daughter, will you stand up?
All right.
Mom, that includes you too. And this is my mom. She came all the way from Frisco to be here tonight. And she didn't even register. She's like, when is your event? What's the address? When do you need me to be there? And I'm like, Mom, you don't have to. She's like, no, I want to be there. So thanks, Mom, for coming. And she had to drive herself. She doesn't like driving so long and at night, but she did. So thank you, Mom. If you'd like to find out more about Texas Entrepreneur Ecosystem, what it entails, what it looks like, how it's being shaped, please, I'm going to pass out a QR code. Just scan the QR code, type in your name, your information, your email, and just, or I think that would be easy. We'll just pass that around, and you can just let us know that you want to know what's going on and how that can help you or an engineer that you're supporting, or no. And then I need my phone. Oh, okay. You all got a card. If you came in late and you didn't get a card, I'm gonna have somebody pass around a card. You all got a card. Oh, you picked out a card.
Yes.
Now the moment of truth. Take that card and put a note that you'd like to address to a woman that you met in this room today, and give it to them to take home with them. So that's the secret. That's why you got that card. I know you got it because you like the card for yourself. There is more, so you can take more, another one on your way out. But for now, the assignment is to write an inspirational note to another lady. To invite everyone to connect with us, the Honey Drops Foundation. It's a very simple, one long Honey Drops Foundation. And basically we have events, advocacy events periodically, and our next one is coming up next month, April 19th. So I've asked Aisha, and she's going to be, with your permission of course, I would love for everyone to have that information. So we send out emails, so basically connecting with her organization, I would love to share that information with all of you with her email list. So just wanted to share that so that way you'll be aware. I mean, please feel free to reach out to us, support us, donate to us. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we can definitely give you one of the benefits of supporting a public charity if that's something you're interested in. But the biggest part of what we want is for you to get involved, be part of our advocacy, lend your voice. If we have events, we would love to see you there, you know, because that's what really makes the message ring home tonight. So thank you all so much for having me. And if anyone needs my information, feel free to pull me to the site and I will give it to you. Or you scan and you put a note. When you scan, just put a note and say you want to connect with her, Dr. OJ, and I'll share your information with her. So be sure to do that.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, we're not done yet. Oh, there's more.
Money, learning about credit, how to write a check, teaching myself to listen about financial matters, I think, you know, because that'll set you up for the rest of your life successfully. A bedroom with your partner, money and bed does not equate, it's stressful. Don't argue in a bedroom, don't have a television in the bedroom. I do not watch television in my bedroom, okay?
My 15 when I was 15. I would say that snap out of it.
Snap out of it? You tell her snap out of it?
That self-pity thing, right? And also probably stop buying stuff. Because you know, we all love to buy things. And my dad, I was very, very, very close to my dad because I was the only daughter, the youngest, right? So was a banker, making a lot of money, but he also loved to buy a lot of expensive stuff. And I was being with him, you know, buying all stuff. Whatever I asked for, he would buy one or buy three for me. Okay. So I think that buying habit, you know, it really kind of got me in trouble when I first came here. So,
Okay.
yeah. And to the 25-year-old, when I was 25, I would say to myself, how come you didn't come to Christ earlier on in life? Because I was even past 25 when I was really, really late to become a believer.
I wake up every morning and I practice gratitude, and I created my personal win journal. And so each morning I get up and I write 10 things that I'm grateful for each and every day. And as the other phenomenal women on the panel have shared, they share the same thirst for learning. And in my own gratitude journal, I write down what I've learned and who I've connected with, because there's so much that we can garner from connecting with other successful women and men in the Dallas community. And so those are some of the strategies that I implement. And ultimately, each of us here, each and every day, we have the choice to be a victor or a victim every day. And I prioritize being a victor, and to be able to really inspire each other, and it's a great place to be. And if I leave you guys with another question, I'd like you to reflect on this. What in your life is filling your cup in terms of your physical, emotional, spiritual, and social well-being? I would say always be fearless. You belong in the room that you're in, and having confidence. I have a younger sister, and I've mentored her through some of her challenging moments in her life, and I've always just instilled the importance of telling her that she belongs in the room and she is capable of what she wants and what she is setting out to do. And I always tell her, this is a saying, be a Fruit Loop in a world full of Cheerios. There's nobody else but you, so be your authentic self.
Pushed myself, the more the doors opened, and I, set up the nonprofit. We started creating curriculums, educating, partnering with districts, doing things centered around education, and doing all of these things, not knowing what the next step was, but it started coming together with every single step I took. So I said all that to say, sometimes in life, you have your own plan. I mean, I was raised by a very driven mom. My mom, driven, she was in the banking industry all her life. And she had businesses, very resilient. So I knew that I had to take whatever she had built to the next level. So I had that ambition in me, but God had plans. So while you're busy making your plans, you need to keep an open mind and stay flexible, because God always has something better for you. And for me, a lot of times, the better that he had meant he had to take me down before he started to build me back up. So I literally had everything but lost it all, and then rebuilt my life again. Post-divorce, post-steady paycheck, trying to build a business, trying to raise kids, and God had to help me build back up. And the person that I am today in leadership is me just thinking more about how can I serve? So looking at business modules that allows me to serve first, and of course make profit, because you need profit to make impact. Let's not get it twisted, right? So serve first, make profit, make impact. Those are the kind of things that I really kind of push towards. So that's been my journey. And now where I'm at today, I'm grateful that, the nonprofit is doing well. We're doing all that we can. But also I have, businesses, and I'm able to show my kids, especially because I have 3 boys, I'm able to show them the role model of being a mom who's able to not do it all because she has it all figured out, but is doing the best she can and showing up at the highest level every single day. So that's been my story, and that's been my journey. And I just stay resilient because honestly, just like Miss May said, it's the God factor. It's the God factor. Outside of that, none of this would be possible. I mean, I didn't even come here today. I wasn't going to be on this panel today. But I just came to have a good time, eat some good food, and meet some beautiful women, okay? And she was like, oh, you guys, I was like, oh, yeah, sure, let's do it. So see, we had our plans, but God had a different plan ready to go. So it's the God factor. So I would say, everyone, just make space for him, because he will surprise you in the best ways. Get it all. I had this vision of what I thought my life needed to be, and I was on a mission to make it happen. I forgot the fact that I'm just human. It's just me. And I really, as much as I have a say, I don't have a say. So I would tell myself that. But I would tell my 25-year-old self to believe in what God has put in you. You have a gift. Identify it. Own your voice. Believe in it. And stay the cause. Because I had to go through a whole lot of years trying out different things, trying to figure out how to get to that success, that dream that we all have for our lives, leaving the one thing behind that God put inside of me to achieve that. And just trying to chase everything else. Oh, this is good. Yeah, you can do this. Everyone's doing this. Oh, do this. Oh, you're really good at this and then. And eventually at 38, 39, it was just that downward spiral moment where God just really worked with me. And it was at that bottom level that I really figured out, oh, so this is what I was supposed to be doing the whole time. This is the gift that was on the inside of me. And that just went over me, and I just started to run with it at that point. And I wish I started earlier. But because I didn't start early, now I'm on a mission to helping others understand, look, you have a gift. Discover your gift. That is going to be the unique identifying thing that will position you everywhere you go. Whether you want to be a banker, an engineer, your gift is the foundation of expressing yourself in that space. And your gift will direct you. It will speak through the Holy Spirit to tell you, this gift you have, this is how you get to express it. It would give you the vision, the mission for your life. It would give you the assignment and everything you need to achieve. So I would tell my 25-year-old to believe in that gift and stay with it and build it up. But regardless, glad we're here today, right? Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Miss Olena. It was nice meeting you, my new friend from Ukraine. This event was very important to me because it's all about She Inspires. How do we inspire each other to be greater, to be better, to move higher and do the most with everything that God has given us? So this event organized to help bring women together to share our stories, to motivate and inspire each other, to learn from each other. So this was a really great event. And of course, I'm from the Honey Drops Foundation, and we're a nonprofit organization out of North Texas, advocating for teenagers, youth, families against domestic abuse, teen dating violence, and all types of violence that affects us. So yeah, it's been a great time this evening.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hug you.
Of course.